Welcome back to Gruber Power Hour. I'm your solo host, Erica, and today we're going to have a shocking discussion about something that might sound as exciting as watching paint dry on a wall. Uninterruptible power supply systems, or UPS. So, no, I'm not talking about brown trucks. I'm talking about gadgets that keep your computer buzzing when the lights go out. At 11.8 billion is a lot of cash. In fact, it's so much that if you spent $1 every second, it would take over 372 years to go through it all. Just let that marinate for a minute. It's projected to hit a whopping 17.5 billion by 2030. And at this rate, they should start throwing UPS parties. Surprise, you've activated your backup power supply, because they're getting to be, I guess, not as popular as you would think, but still popular. So let's talk about what's revving up the growth. Number one, it's going to be data centers. They're popping up faster than a squirrel on espresso. As more businesses migrate to cloud computing, they need reliable power. Like, I need coffee in the morning. So nobody wants a power glitch during a meeting, right? Or maybe in the healthcare sector, imagine if your doctor is trying to save your life and they're fumbling around with a flashlight while you have seconds on the ventilator to live, right? So, looks like your heart is still beating, I think. Can you get a power source in here? Stat, right? Like, that's ultimately what it's really about. Then there's the industrial world, where automation and smart manufacturing are more important than my ability to maintain a house plant. So UPSs, they have what is the right wording for this? They have 11.8 billion. That is significant, and then it's going to go up to 17.8 billion. I don't know. So the global UPS market size was valued, like I said, in 2020, 11.8 billion. Going to be 17.3 somewhere between this year and 2030. So they're growing CACR, or the GR, which is a compound annual growth rate. It's useful measured, like used to describe the growth of an investment, which most of us are in the technology world. So the investment terminology and jargon. So it's just like a specific time, assuming that the profits were invested at the end of each year. It provides a smooth annual growth, unlike simple averages and returns, which can be misleading due to, volatility and the fluctuation in returns. So ultimately, that's what that means. And it's particularly useful for comparing growth rates, different investments, or to project future growth rates of an investment based on the past performances. So this grew 6.5% from 2020 to 2025. So it's only going to go another, 6 to 8% based on this CAGR by 2030. So the increasing demand on UPS systems is driven by growing need for reliable and efficient energy backup solutions in data centers, healthcare, financial institutions. But again, the primary growth right now is the data centers, and the data center segment accounted for the largest share of the market. Roughly 2020 is when that drastic increase started. And when you notice in 2020, due to COVID and remote capabilities and things along that line, the power surges started happening more computing, more storage, more interaction between platforms was needing to happen, especially for online, students. I noticed it the most in my children when they were on Zoom and it was just loading. But that was the only way I can get them to attend school that day. So then there's the next one. Wait, tell us about Lyndsey joining next week. Yes, Lyndsey will be joining us next week. She's so sweet and so kind, and yet she's one of the most intricate parts of Gruber Power Services. She not only moves, and I'll let her explain her duty because we're going to be interviewing her next week, but Lyndsey is just such a sweetheart, and you're going to love hearing from her, and you're going to love seeing her come on maybe a little bit more than one or two times. But back to, so APC by Schneider Electric is one of the leading players in the UPS industry. And what we can know for sure is that, hey, Next Moon, Georgia has nuclear power. I know. Arizona, jump on it. We don't yet. I mean, some they're working on it, but no, we have. My power fluctuates. I don't want to say we have brownouts. I don't really think that we have like blackouts and brownouts, kind of like New York and other countries do. But anyway, that's a whole fun game. Yes, I hope nuclear power can come. It's the cleanest power. Now, with great power comes great responsibility, like we said before. Where there's good, there's bad, but it's so hot here, they would have to build an infrastructure that it wouldn't just go kablooey very quickly. So market account, so 30%, back to APC, sorry, Schneider Electric. The APC units take 30% of the market share. I'm pausing for a second because that's a lot. 30% of global market share. That means you're more likely to run into an APC unit than anything else. And then GE, so Critical Power, is another major player in the UPS market, offering UPS solutions, various applications. And then one of my favorites, as far as like generators and things along that line that I've noticed to have the most longevity was Toshiba. And it's a significant player in the UPS market, but it's mostly in Asia and Europe. That's where they dominate the market. And then here comes China. China is the largest market for UPS systems, accounting for over 40% of the global share. Yeah, China. They're buying a lot. And then India is expected to be, I believe it was 15%. Can we go to the, thank you. So, and then India was at a 15% share, increasing their demand for data centers and industrial applications. Yeah, they need it. I'm not even going to say I was going to make a bad joke about scammers. Don't do it. There's so many scammers calling me. It's unbelievable. And then I watch these YouTube videos of like scammers getting scammed, and then the people are calling them out and they're hacking into their systems, and it's really fun to watch. So watch it. The UPS North American market, however, it's mature with a relatively low growth rate compared to, like we were saying, China, Europe, all those others. What you saying, Gruber Motor? Palo Verde nuclear facility just west of Phoenix sends quite a share of power to California. Right. How come they don't do it for Arizona, though? That's everyone's feeding other places. Let's feed us here. Or maybe Pete, maybe you know what if they are feeding anything here in Arizona. I don't know. Pete's not with us today because Pete doesn't feel very well. So I asked him to let me go solo because I don't want to get sick again. I've been sick since Halloween. I'm done with it. There's something in the water. I heard there's bird flu in the water in Maricopa. Careful. Now, Europe is a significant market for UPS. It's driven by the need for reliable power backup solutions in data centers and industrial applications. But UPS is for renewable energy. That's what the whole reason we all are here and wake up in this industry is, how can we take data centers, industrial applications, renewable energy? How can we utilize that? And UPSs are still relevant to that nature. Is the integration of renewable energy sources. It's like taking solar and wind, and it's just a driving demand for the UPS system. It can handle variable power inputs. Maybe nuclear. Data center expansions. The growth of cloud computing and big data is driving, the expansion of data centers, which is is driving demand for the UPS systems. So the reason I'm sharing it the way that I'm sharing it and kind of like being redundant in my information is because I need it to sink in. For all the people who don't have a UPS or are wanting a UPS, then I mean, Gruber Power Services is here to not only, we provide that consolidated vendor environment. That's what we do. That's the whole point of our existence. Not only the education, not only the training, not only the expertise and consulting and the products, but we're here to provide for you so you don't have to call 15 different people. We got people, you call us. You call that one person, and then we all get together as a team and handle your need. That puts you at ease. That puts you in a better frame of mind, I could say, to focus on innovation for the company, coming up with the ideas, engineering something new, and then having the right partners like us to execute that. Let's see. What else does Gruber Motors say? They are feeding Arizona with electricity as well. Oh, well, now I feel like a dum-dum because I didn't know that. I thought that we were strictly on like still water powering the grid and, all that good stuff. So, power density. The increasing power density of data centers is driving demand for high capacity UPS systems that can handle high power loads, like we were just talking about with the power grids and so on and so forth. So three-phase UPSs, these systems are gaining popularity due to their high efficiency and high reliability. They're also a great customer for UPS and service. So it is our customer that supplies that. No way. I'm super intelligent. Well, I don't run that account, so I don't really know. We don't sit there and overpower each other's accounts or whatever. It's not all cutthroat here. Let's see. Where was I? You keep throwing me off, Gruber Motor. It's all your fault. So three-phase systems were gaining popularity due to, like I said, the efficiency and reliability. And then there's online double conversion UPS. And online double conversion UPS systems are preferred for their high reliability and efficiency as well. And then you have I'm sorry. I thought I had that silenced. Online double convert. Oh, sorry. So the UPS for critical infrastructures. I mean, that's what we're also explaining to a more lamer degree. The UPS systems. Oh, excuse me. Give me 1 second. But the UPS systems are redundant power. That's ultimately used for critical infrastructure applications. I mean, we're talking hospitals, airports, power plants, and they ensure the uptime. They ensure that it stays up, not down. Because if the power goes down, then everybody gets upset and we can't work and we can't do the things we need to do. So UPS systems are industrial applications like manufacturing plants too, oil, gas refineries, chemical plants to ensure, again, reliable, clean power. And then they're just ultimately a battery backup system. In conjunction with the UPS system, you can have extended run times with extended battery packs. And that also leads into what they call the modular UPS systems. And God, I'm so over being sick. You go down for me, Cass. These modular UPS systems are gaining particularly due to their scalability and then their flexibility and increasing focus on energy efficiency. It's driving the demands to UPS systems with high efficiency ratings, such as those that are rating at 95% or higher. So these facts are just providing a snapshot of that $11.8 billion market and highlighting trends. I'm highlighting growth and key players in this industry because everyone is waking up with to the need for protection for power issues. Businesses are investing in UPS systems as they should be. So if you're thinking of driving into this fast moving market, what should you keep your eye on? That's what we're trying to show you. So buckle up, my little curious investors. You'll want to check out analysis reports. That's typically with insights as, the insights to the market, to the trends of the market, and to the growing market. If you're not looking at that, but you're not planning on investing, and you're planning on investing, then you're not really doing the right research and development. So these key players like ABB, Eaton, APC, by Schneider, those guys could have probably powered my last party with sheer volume of energy they drive that they generate. That was a horrible joke. These reports are a glimpse future trend. So say hello to smart UPSs and modular designs. If you could modularly design my life, I'd get a UPS for bad decisions and smart systems for better choices. Can someone invent that, please? For all you number fans, up to 5 kVA, UPS systems. The segment is, we are expected to reach 6.8 billion more by 2030. And let's not forget how the 5.1 to 20 kVA, which is also set for growth, because there's lots of the smaller units that people are using at their computers or just for like a PC or something. It's not necessarily a server room that they're utilizing it for, which is intelligent too, but you have to understand they have to be replaced, or the batteries need to be replaced on that too. So the US UPS market is projected another 2.3 billion. Meanwhile, China is estimated to 2.2. So hopefully the US market can grow faster than Chinese market in that renewable energy. And it's like a race for everyone wins except my bank account, because I've got to pay the energy bill. So let's see the costs go down a little bit more with hopefully the savings that people are going to be provided this year. So we're going to recap the role of the UPS system. They're like using unsung heroes in our digital age. So keeping everything running smoothly while we binge watch cat videos and then keep grandma alive. That's in a nutshell. High voltage UPS systems. It's shocking revelations, which if you have anything that you want to explain or anything that you want to talk about, then shoot it over to me. But when I'm looking at the market and today's market and how people are spending money and the customers that we are working with, we're just wanting to stay informed. We're wanting to understand your needs, because each customer's need is very unique, and then keeping you productive. I just don't see why a company wouldn't want to do this. I had a guy call me the other day about a flywheel. I think I mentioned it the other day on or the other podcast about a flywheel and how I had seen one and how it's just like so wind energy, if you would. It just turns the turbine, turn, and it provides the connective energy that way. And excuse me, I'm sick still, so it's really hard to talk. Maybe I should have skipped today, but I told Pete I didn't want to, because I don't want to keep disappointing by missing. When we look at and look forward to the UPS, if you were to have, hey, Abahi Yadav. Ooh, I hope I said that right. Hello. It's nice to see you as well. We haven't been getting as many comments on social media, so I love that you guys are saying hi. Thank you. Interaction is always welcome and very much wanted here. If you get a little too techie, I'm going to need Pete to chime in. Hopefully he's still watching. But we want to make sure. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and like. So that way, I never do that for YouTube. I should. I think that's like part of it. Subscribe down below. When we look at a lot of the customers that we are communicating with, if you were to get a consultation from us, like the first thing that we do is we send a tech out to your location. We're going to look at your input or your output. We're going to look at everything intricately, the fans, the capacitors, the battery levels. Are they faulting? How are your wiring harness? How is this going? How's that going? We make sure before we're going to put it under contract that it's up to date and that it's up to par. Because if it's not up to par, I don't know anyone that's going to insure. It's like bringing your car and it doesn't even run. What's the point of insuring it, right? That's a lot of money for an insurance company if they were to just take everything in your car and say, yeah, we're going to cover everything at any point, even your fixes, and then you only have to pay $50 a month. It's like they're going to go out of business really quick. So when we look at the insurance side of it, which is what Gruber is for you, we are the insurance. We are here to insure your devices and make sure that they're operating properly, that you're not going to have any outages, that if there is an outage that happens, you have that uptime. I mean, I don't really know too much more to say about that, but we're here to save you money. We're here to talk and learn about high voltage together, how more clean energy facts. We're here to pick up the slack, I guess, where the others are lacking. There's a lot of service providers out there. There really is. And you can tell me all day long that your service provider is providing everything that you need, and they might be. But you may not know what you need. You may not only know that you need what they told you needed. Like, I don't know exactly what goes on just to make my cell phone work 100% in the background there, but I know that without those towers, I wouldn't have a phone. So without your UPS, if the power goes out, you're ultimately not going to have any power. You're not going to have any backup. All of your data might be compromised at that point. Scammers are able to even, get into you at that point. And we've had enough ransomware in this scammer of a world. Nobody needs to deal with that. So you want to stay informed. You want to stay invested, and you want to stay relevant. I mean, the energy business is relevant, and it's never going to go away. It's not like one day unless the World War III happens, I mean, all of our electricity could possibly go out. But what do you do when the electricity goes out? Then you have yourself a generator, or you have yourself a battery backup system. And if you don't have a battery backup system, or you don't have a generator, then you're sitting there like, warming yourself over a fire, and then everything's getting compromised, and that just sucks. So you don't want to do that. Going into more or less, I guess you could say, UPS world. When I was reading earlier today an article regarding Microsoft and what they were doing, again, with the cooling, we talked about that last week with Pete, the cooling effects, I found that they also are currently working in California. I think it's California, to try and bring more energy efficiency with a cooling structure. So they're building like these enclosures that are sub something. I don't want to say sub-zero. It's not like a cryo tank where it's going to be completely frozen, but it's very, very much so like the weather of Alaska. And they're trying to take these enclosures and put them in cold submission and seeing how good that might work over the ocean floor. Which I find much nicer, because I don't think we need to put anything else in the ocean. Call me a tree hugger, but it's more like a dolphin hugger. I'm a dolphin hugger. I like to keep the ocean as clean as possible because of the mere fact that those animals don't deserve our crap dumped into the ocean. And I'm living in Hawaii and traveling across oceans and seeing oil spills and seeing the residuals. I even did light volunteer work when I was really young. I'm not anything to be praising and putting on a resume or anything, but when I saw the Dove commercials where they're like cleaning the oil off the ducks, it just empowered me to go out and do something. And then I saw a movie called Happy Feet where Loveless, he had that thing stuck around his neck and he couldn't breathe, and then he almost died, and Happy Feet helped him. And we really should do more as far as not only clean energy, but we should also be more clean as people. I'm saying this because everybody is sick. I'm so over getting sick. I watch people like chewing on their fingers and touching stuff, doing those things. No way. I'm kind of running out of topic for today. I'm tired. When we come back next week and we talk about Lyndsey is so she is one of our managers here at Gruber Power, and she manages the team called SST, which SST is sales support training. That's what it is. They are supporting in the interim of learning. And that's one thing I've really enjoyed about Gruber and how we handle the training here. It's very slow paced. Almost somewhat boring, but at the same time, very redundant. And the reason for that redundancy is obviously we have a lot of information that we need to take in. If you've never worked in this industry before, then we've got to work with you extra hard. But we are hiring, so go ahead and apply. Gruber Power. Just give us a call and ask for Lyndsey even, and you can maybe talk to her yourself and get an interview. But she is been here, I believe it's 7 or 8 years. She's been in the support role for a long time and just totally was amazing at that. And then they talked to her, and the management talked to her about going into management itself. And, as hard as she works, that girl is here from sun up to sundown, And it just seems like everybody who has ever encountered her just really enjoys her and really loves her and has nothing but amazing things to say. So Pete and her had a discussion about coming onto the podcast, and she was like, yes, I would love it, but I don't know what to talk about. And so we're going to talk about Lyndsey. We're going to talk about her role. We're going to talk about what she learned. We're going to talk about her experiences and just how she sees her future going, because I think it's ultimately great to hear from all the employees of this company, and you guys can get to know them through just sharing input, sharing values, and sharing what they are doing in their career path, and then highlighting, their wins. We really need to highlight our company and the people here in our wins. This year we had a great year, last year, now we had a great year, and we all want to celebrate that, and not necessarily a great year just in an aspect of sales. It's just service. We didn't have a lot of accidents. Nobody was electrocuted to death or anything like that. The training is working. The managerial expectations that are being passed down and being enforced. Some people don't like to conform to that, but there's a reason for the safety. To stay safe. It's self-explanatory. When we talk to Lyndsey and Pete will even explain, some of the things that he found to be highlightable about Lyndsey and about the company and about the people that work with Lyndsey. There's lots of account managers here, and some of you have even encountered as a customer her in an email. So drop her a line, say hi, congratulate her on her. She's going to have a great year. I'm so excited for Lyndsey and excited for her team, and being able to learn closely with her. It's going to be great. So I think that's it for today on Gruber Power Hour. I'm your solo host, Erica. And I hope you guys have a great, productive day.